How to make devices and UI designs in Alight Motion. Alight Motion has both customizable shapes and the vector drawing feature that can be used to create both devices and UI designs. I'll first show how to make the devices and then the UI design. Device Smartphone. Open Alight Motion and create a project. Tap on the plus and you'll be at Shape. Select the rounded rectangle shape. Now go to Edit Shape. There you'll find Size and Radius. You can select X and Y to edit the length of X-Y axes of the rectangle. Use Move and Transform to edit the position, rotation, scale, etc. Tap on the location symbol to activate the pivot point. The pivot point is the fulcrum of the layer. Adjust the radius for the roundness of the rectangle. This is what happens to the square. A square at 100 radius becomes a circle. Add a rounded rectangle, edit the size, and make it the shape of a phone. Then just duplicate the layer and make it slightly smaller. This will be the screen. Go to Color and Fill to change the colors. You can add the front camera and buttons using more rounded rectangles. All devices are made of simple shapes, so it won't be too hard to make them. If you're going to make a button phone, then it'll take a longer time. Also, don't use the freestyle skill on rounded rectangles. It makes them look uneven. Device Computer Monitor. Add a rounded rectangle first. Adjust it, duplicate it, and make the duplicated layer smaller. Make the corners less rounded using radius. Then add a rectangle and another rounded rectangle, and thin and position the rectangle into the stand. This layer should be behind the other rounded rectangles. Thin out the rounded rectangle and position it. Now we have a basic monitor. Device Laptop. 3 rounded rectangles, adjust. Give the bottom part of the laptop the flip layer effect. Increase the angle, set the axis to 270 degrees and set the Y pivot to -100. Break angles hard. This is not recommended, but you can turn on the solid of the flip layer effect. On the flip side, it will make your sleek rounded edge into an obnoxious sharp edge. Instead, use long shadow effect, but it'll make your device lag a bit. You can use raster extrude, but it's a premium feature, so some may not be able to use it. Enough with this, and let's do something for the screen. Masking the screen for older versions. If your Alight Motion's version is 4.3.0 or up, then skip to the next chapter. Take your UI design or the media you want the screen to show, import it onto Alight Motion through plus media file. After you've imported it, duplicate the screen. Make sure the duplicated screen is on top of the media layer order. Select the two layers, duplicated screen and media, and select the masking group icon. If you want to know the secret behind how this magically turned into this, tap on the layer, go to Edit Group, and then select the screen layer and go to Blending and Opacity. Now you know, or you don't. Masking the screen for 4.3.0 version and up. Get the screen and the media. The media should be over the screen. Then tap on the layer and tap on the three dots and select Create Clipping Mask. There you go. If this one works for you, then skip the upcoming chapter. Masking the screen. 2. You can also use the Select Media method, in which you just have to select the screen layer, go to Color and Fill, and go to the Media one, select a media, and done. But if you have a weird shape, then it will adapt to that shape. Designing the UI. Prepare a new project, add a rectangle and use Fill Composition Area or Stretch to Composition Area from the Overflow menu. Change the color or add a gradient. You can enable strokes, borders and shadows from the Border and Shadow. I just recommend you to experiment with these for a while. Add text and cool fonts. If you want to add a custom font, tap on View All from the text menu. Tap on the three lines and select Import Fonts. Import only TTF and OTF files. Zip files will not work. If the font you downloaded is a .zip file, then extract the file using your File Manager application. It's stuck. Turning shapes into vectors and using vector drawing. Add a shape, then tap on the three dots and select Convert to Outline. Now you can use the Edit Shapes feature to be able to edit the shape like a vector drawing. You can add a vector drawing layer from the plus. Vector drawing in 30 seconds. This is an outline scroller. Scroll to see all the points. This is the main control point and these squares are the curve control handles. Hit Curve to curve a point, and to animate a point or points, just switch to Keyframe Edit mode. Here are where the layers are. They are called contours. And this is Lock Path. Tap on it and it will become an open path. That's pretty much enough knowledge to get you through, but you can give this a peek for more details. Logo. You can make the logo using text, vectors, shapes, and effects. You can cut a part off using a shape and then selecting the Exclude Blending mode. The rest will be really up to you, the way you want to design what it will be and how it's going to turn out. I'm just showing the things to help you get started.